Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show with the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show, 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 it's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is TV comedy impressionist Christopher G from the other side of the pond saying hi, and I love the Queen Silvy Show.
Today on the Queen Silvy Show, as highly respected relationship transformation experts passionate about helping everyone to create a magical, loving, intimate relationship. From Cardiff, Wells, United Kingdom, Aligned with Love, co-founder and director Matt, and CEO Rebecca.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, this is Smooth Tim, and welcome to another broadcast of the award-winning Queen Silvy Show. We are thankful you're here on this Tuesday. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce to you this woman immediately to my left, the world's sexiest granny, the world's funniest comedian, and my favorite everything, Queen Silvy.
Oh my God. Yes. It is me and everything and more of what he said. That's right. Queen Silvy, welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Thank you for tuning in on this terrific Tuesday. Oh, why is it terrific? Listen, because I'm hot. I am hot today. Today's subject is hot. You need to spread the word because we're going to be talking about love, sex, and relationships. So if you have questions that you have been bugging you on your mind and no one to talk to or ask, today is the day where you can get it in. Guess what? Free. Did you say free? Yes, I
That's
sure
the
did.
best price yet, isn't it?
Free. Listen. Let me tell you something. This I do know. Everyone deserves and needs love. And it's out there for everyone. It is out there for everyone. I don't care who you are. And today's show, I hope that we inspire you and give you some knowledge, little tips here and there that is absolutely beneficial because it starts somewhere. Effort and today's show on the Queen Silvy Show. Spread the word. You have time, Smooth. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Queen. Boy, you was just on a roll there.
I know.
weren't
I'm
you?
ready to talk about sex. No, I'm just
ready to
kidding.
talk about sex, baby.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So how are you doing today, Queen?
As always, I am supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose, is 24/7, 365. Queen Silvy,
I
might
know.
I say, you are
I
just
know.
simply
Amazing.
Yes,
I am.
you are.
I am amazing. There, I said it. But Smooth, you are amazing as well as our amazing lineup of guests and announcements we have today, don't we?
You know what? On today's show, we're going to have fun. As you had mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about relationships and sex, and for couples and singles and everything out there. I mean, I think they're going to cover a gambit of topics on this.
Absolutely.
From Cardiff, Wales in the United Kingdom. We're going to have Matt and Rebecca from, Aligned with Love.
That's right. I'm looking forward to it. You have your coffee right there.
I think I need a little sip of
All
something.
right.
Also,
I
you
hear
know
a
what it
love
really-
bug in his throat.
You know what? When I get a frog in my throat.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and also this is week 4 of Silvy.
Somebody's going to get some cash this month.
The word guessing game where I describe something and you need to decide what it is. And I think we had what's the record now?
8.
8.
He did 8 words
8
in
words.
90 seconds. Hey,
Yeah, good
today's
luck with that.
contestant's going to try and beat that.
90 seconds.
90.
90 seconds.
Yeah.
8
Did I
words,
say?
90 seconds.
How many seconds did I say?
Let's just say you said 90 and
I
forget
was
about
cheating. Hey, however many I said. No.
it. Okay. Let's some quick announcements. Again, as always, our hearts and our prayers go out to the people around the world. And we're getting through this pandemic. It looks like we're getting a control on it.
Yes.
So, and we are back wide open. Hopefully we stay that way.
Well, I always say no matter what they say on that thing you call TV, hey, take care of yourself and still be careful. I don't trust that.
Yep, listen to yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There, I said it. I don't.
All right.
Don't get me hype. I don't.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep it all smooth today. Let's talk about relationships and sex.
Absolutely. Some of my favorites.
Let's see here. Let's take a moment. Also, if you look at the top of the screen there, you'll see scrolling Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every place that we can be followed. But even more importantly, make sure you sign up for our Queen Silvy Friends Club, where you can get all kinds of cool prizes.
Absolutely. We love paying it forward. We love being your friend, and we are here for you.
We're always here for you.
Absolutely.
And you know what else?
What?
Because we're here for them, and especially the ladies who like some nice fashionable jewelry. You like fashionable, sexy, what we got out? Sassy, sexy, elegant jewelry.
All that.
All that at a very, very affordable price. Well, check out Foxy 5, the numeral 5 jewelry. Foxy 5 jewelry. Or just contact Monica Wright, on Facebook.
That's right.
Monica Wright, right?
Yes, we all deserve it. I mean, I walk around in jewelry and a robe. I'm not going anywhere, but hey, it's the feeling. It gives you that feeling, right? So, hey, Foxy 5 jewelry, very affordable jewelry. My good friend Monica Wright, Foxy 5, the number 5, jewelry.com.
Don't you know?
Absolutely.
Analytics from last week's show. We had some nice audience last week. Here from the United States, Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, Australia, India.
Shout out to you.
Philippines, Canada, Africa, and Australia. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, no matter what time of the day and night or tomorrow it may be.
Absolutely. That just reminds
That's
me.
still a weird concept for me to think about sometimes. But in some countries, it's already tomorrow.
That's all right. I'm still here for you. That's the way it is.
Well, I'm sure they all appreciate that.
Very much. But listen, you know what I appreciate? The fact that you have tuned in to the Queen Silvy Show on this terrific Tuesday. You could have been doing anything else, but you are here. Spread the word for the Queen Silvy Show. Is a great opportunity to get some information for yourself or to pass along to someone who may be in trouble with the relationship or their self-esteem for themselves. The number, hey, the lines are open. You're more than welcome to call in. Ask our guest a question. Give a shout out at Smooth or myself. The number is 817-602-0577. That's the number to the Queen Silvy Show. We'd love to hear from you. Before I begin my conversation with my wonderful guest, what I'd like to do at this moment is, I love that clapping. But I'd like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. Did you know that? It's so important to take time for yourself and find clarity. And trust me, you'll never meet your potential until you truly learn to love yourself. I mean, the relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship you ever have. So give yourself the gift of unconditional happiness. You ask why? because you're worth it. And those are some motivational words. Yes, from the Queen Silvy Show to you. There is that audience. Oh, yes, they are. If you don't know, now you know. I charged them the night before, so they are raring to go today. My audience is so wonderful and great and faithful, and so are you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to get things going later on. We will do Sylvia Mid. I will give shout-outs for everyone who sent in their shout-outs. You know me. I am going to represent. But keeping it real about love, sex, and relationships. Highly respected, transformational experts passionate about helping everyone to create a loving, magical, intimate relationship. The founder and CEO of Aligned with Love from Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom. I introduce to you Matt and Rebecca.
Thanks, Sylvie. Great to be here. Thanks for having us. So excited to be here joining you today.
We are excited to have you.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Very welcome. Oh, that audience is going. I told you we charged them last night, so we got the audience. But listen, for the record, Matt, state your full name for me.
Yes, Matt Albiges.
And Rebecca, state your name for me.
Rebecca Perea.
Thank you very much. I only said that because I want people to really get to follow you, and we will give the information how you can be followed and contacted at the end of the show. But hey, I've done so much research on you guys that I feel like we are buddies. I can call you Matt, and I can call you Rebecca if that's okay.
Please
That's
do.
okay.
That's perfect.
So let's begin with you two. You two are a couple.
Yeah.
We are.
Just had an anniversary.
Just
Yes.
a little while
Audience,
ago,
they
yeah.
just had an
been
anniversary.
celebrating
Audience.
recently, sure.
Audience, they just had an anniversary. That's right. So listen, since we're going to be talking about relationships, you guys help other people with their relationships or to obtain relationships. Let me get with you.
Both.
What? You do, right?
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So
both
let
ways,
me
Sylvie,
let me
that's
get
right. We
with
help
you two
people.
then first. Matt, tell me a little bit about you.
Of course, Sylvie. Yeah, thanks. So I've had my own background in relationships. So I was in a long-term relationship of my own, very, very toxic, very challenging. And really, it was my extracting myself from that relationship, seeing the truth, seeing how I was sabotaging myself in so many ways while also blaming the other person, unfortunately, at the same time. But really, it was my waking up in that relationship and seeing that it wasn't the strategies I was using weren't working. So I needed some new ones.
Absolutely.
And going on that journey of educating myself was really what got me into this work.
Well,
And
good for
now I've
you.
got the pleasure to be with the incredible Rebecca that
oh my God.
we
Oh
have
my
not
God,
only
you
an amazing
guys.
relationship, but an amazing business. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh my God, he loves you, Rebecca. I can tell. I can
That's
absolutely
right.
tell. Don't do that, Smooth. Not. I'm just kidding. Rebecca,
We are
tell me.
containing ourselves, don't worry. After the show.
Oh yeah, baby. Well, Smooth, get from under the table. Go on, stop.
Stop it.
You don't know how hard it is to run this business of
Listen.
love, Sylvie, with your partner. Sometimes you cannot focus.
But you know what? That's understandable. That sounds like fun. Okay. It also sounds like foreplay. You know what I mean? You know, yeah.
That's right.
It does. So, Rebecca, tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I had a lot of relationships with different guys, and some of them were the typical nice guy. I felt very safe with them, but I didn't feel attracted at all. I could not have sex really. It was just horrible. I felt like they were my best friends, brothers and sisters, but not really. There was no passion and attraction. So I left them. And then I also had a few toxic, abusive partners as well. There was so much attraction. Oh my God, so much fire. But I didn't feel safe emotionally, not physically sometimes,
Yes.
or even sexually. So that was my journey. And nothing worked. I used to leave them all the time, splitting up. And I I had to take a break off partners, and I studied in-depth relationships for a whole year. And then I finally, like you said at the beginning, I loved it, Silvy, I found myself.
Yes.
I realized that I had myself all the
Yes.
way along, but I
Yes.
did never realized. And I felt alone, needy, and I used to look for validation, but I was just trying to heal my relationship with my father unconsciously. And eventually I decided to take a break and focus on myself. I became my best friend. And then I finally met the right guy, a mix of the nice guy and the sexy, hot,
Oh
very
yeah.
confident guy.
Yeah.
And
Oh
here
my
we are.
gosh. Listen, if you need me to go to a commercial break so you two can, I just want
Great
you
idea.
to.
Just give us, although I don't think the show's long enough. I think we might hold up the show.
But you know something? I love hearing that from both of you. Everyone has a story, right? And it's never ever too late for anything. Smooth is my fourth husband. So trust me, Rebecca, where you say I can relate, and Matt, where you say I can relate, and that's a good thing because you want people to relate and you want to tell them, oh, this is so great. I'm so honored to have you two on the show. So Rebecca, I know about you. I know about you, Matt. How did you two clean up? Where did you meet?
Yeah, we met on a training course. Incredibly, we were both doing similar work that we do now, but individually. Rebecca as a hypnotherapist, myself as a coach, working with a lot of men, Rebecca with women. And we were on a course learning a thing called NLP, if you've come across neuro-linguistic programming. And, we were studying that really to support us in
Wow.
our life, in our journey, in our business. And, we connected and
Well, that
realized
is
that
so
there was
good. It
something
was
going
meant
on
to
there. And
be. It was meant to be.
that's
You had to go through your experiences, and the timing, and when you come together is great. And it's great that you two work individually, like Rebecca. You work with Aligned with Love with females, and Matt with males, but you also work together with couples. I think that is so dynamic. It is. Oh, it's so great. Listen, we are talking to Matt and Rebecca. They are the owners, founders, co-owners, directors. Listen, they are everything with Aligned with Love, and we are here on the Queen Silvy Show, open for your questions, your comments. If you wish to leave them, and wherever you are viewing the show, Smooth will get those questions out to Matt and Rebecca. If you would like to call in, the number is simple: 817-602-0577. Before I go any further, I forgot I have 3 cameras to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in the world today. And I want you to know, if you're watching this live, Smooth, myself, the Queen Silvy Show, we love and appreciate you. If you are watching this later in a replay, hey, our love is everlasting. We love and appreciate you too. That's right. So listen, Matt and Rebecca, when did you get the idea, or what was it that gave you the idea to use your relationship know-how to help others?
So many people, Sylvie, struggle in their relationship. It's such a challenge, for many, many people. Half of marriages end in divorce, and many of the remainder are unhappy as well. So, there are issues in our culture, that lead us towards struggling in relationships. And so it's such an important part of our life, isn't it? When a relationship is working, we
very
just feel on top of the
important in our
world and
life.
connected and passionate and fun. And then when it's not working, it has a big impact. It can be paralyzing.
Well, you know what, you're here to help a lot of people, because I've seen, and believe it or not, and it's not funny, a couple can get in an argument over who ate the last cookie. Do you know what I mean? Something small like that could trigger something that's already underlining and going on when the relationship, all type of things. And we're not going to get heavily into it. I'm going to go around it on the subject of the pandemic, because yes, the pandemic has a lot to do with it. But keep in mind that even before this pandemic, we already had things going on, so it can add to it. But at the same time, hey, listen, let me move on from that, because I want to get in that in a minute. But tailored to one's particular need and offering the range of relationship support services is Aligned with Love. Share with me the vision and the purpose for your dedication of something so strong.
Yeah, so we really believe in relationships as being the foundation for an incredible life. So when a relationship is really working, it's magic. And we can bring so much of ourselves out in a great relationship. We can express ourselves in a way that maybe we can't if we're not in a relationship. So the vision really is that everyone to enjoy an incredible relationship, passionate, fun, connected. And we really believe that's possible for everyone if we're willing to do the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
And also, it's super important, Silvy. For me, it's really important that the children that are already alive grow up in a loving and safe environment, and the children that are yet to come, for them to have a loving environment, and safe environment. I love when some couples come and say, look, we are already going to split up anyways, but we really want to be good co-parents for our children.
And that is very
some
important.
Some other people say we are on edge, on the rocks, but we trying to rebuild the love and the respect for our children and also for us.
Absolutely.
And this is really for me great,
Well,
to realize the damage
you
that
guys have
you
the
can
gift.
cause to your children.
Yes, you guys have a gift right now. You realize the gift. Things happen for a reason. Sometimes I believe that the Almighty can put people in your path for reasons. And what you guys do and the people that come into your path, just look at what you're doing, because yes, our children are our future and they are impacted when the home is not happy. And the most times where they're most impactful is, let's say, birth to maybe 5 years old, when they're learning how to speak, learning the emotions of everything. So yes, it is important. And it is important for our children as well. We can spend hours, by the way, talking about just love, or spend hours talking about, we can spend days talking about sex. But we can spend hours on relationships as well. We can. But what I want to do is I want today to give hope and to shed some insight on things, as well as provide the avenue for answers, for solutions, because a lot of times people feel against the wall, especially when they don't say anything, and this is built up inside of them, and all people around them is getting is the opposite, not telling, you know what I mean? So there is a way. First, you have to talk. There's communication, rather. I'll say talk, but no, it's communication, because there is a million ways to communicate. So I don't come at me with an excuse saying, and that's me coming from 3 marriages. Trust me, he had it the hardest, the absolute hardest. By the time 3 marriages came, I had a scroll of just what I expect, what it's going to be, the way it's supposed to be, what went wrong, options of how to solve that solution. So you can't say it's a failure unless you try, unless you put in the effort. Sometimes putting in the effort means just getting the inspiration or just getting the information. And you guys are dynamic at what you do. What's maybe one of the most challenging? Somebody came at you with something that you really had to put heads together and figure this one out. What give me something.
Yeah, I would say, Silvy, one of the biggest challenges that is, I guess, one of the most difficult to resolve, or the most difficult to work through, is where people have got substantial differences in values. Yeah, where they see the world in quite different ways, and they're trying to make sense and trying to make it work. But that can be one of the most challenging. I mean, some people we work with, for example, a committed vegan, animal rights, really.
Hang on, he froze a couple of frames there.
And that was a big part of his identity. Are you still with us? Yeah. So these differences in values can be a real challenge.
There's also in my work with women, I would say, Silvy, that one of the biggest challenges for women of control. When they want to be dominant, controlling everything, they don't want to let go of control. They don't want to allow their partners to make them feel like a queen.
Yes.
They want to be the king. And they don't allow themselves to be in contact with their feminine nature, where all the magic happens. and they just want to hold on to control everything because of fear. That is a challenge. It's a decision. It can be done.
Yeah. Well, what do you say to
And that's
someone?
challenging.
Well, Rebecca, what do you say to someone who fear that they might not ever find love?
That's right.
What do
Yeah,
you say to
that's
them?
challenging as well.
It,
People feel unlovable, and therefore are setting themselves up for failure because they don't love themselves, they don't know that, and unconsciously they are already sabotaging their future ahead.
So what would you say to them?
absolutely. Rebecca, let me ask you, since you're going at it and you're hot right now, what would you say is your definition of love? People see
My
this, and this
definition
could
of
be,
love.
yeah,
My definition of love
yeah.
is very connected to respect. And it starts by ourselves. Exactly what you said at the beginning, Sylvia. I loved it. Love starts by loving yourself, by
Mm-hmm.
being in contact with your needs, your feelings, your fears, and allowing yourself to feel them. That is to me love, because if you are not able to give yourself what you know you need, forget about giving it to someone else, because everything that you're going to give is toxicity. It's going to have an agenda, expectations, seeking something, validation, something. And you need to have your cup filled for you to be able to give someone else to drink.
I believe
Otherwise,
that.
what you're going to give.
Yes, yes.
That
Matt,
is love to me. It's
Matt,
being responsible for yourself. That's the best gift you can give to others, because you can inspire so many people by loving yourself.
yes. Matt, do you want to say anything about that, about love?
Yeah, I love what Rebecca said. The other word, Sylvie, we talk about a lot in our work that I think is very, very close to love is acceptance.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Acceptance of the other person exactly the way they are.
Mm.
Because a lot of the time we tell ourselves that we love the other person, but what we really mean by that is that we want them to change a little bit to make our life a bit easier.
That is so
So I really
true.
love you, but I'd love it if you were a bit more like this, a bit more patient, or a bit kinder, a bit more tolerant.
Absolutely.
And that's not really love the way I would see it. That's trying to change somebody, which is it may look like you're doing it for the other person's benefit, but really you're doing it probably mainly for your own benefit.
Well
That's
said.
right.
Well, do you agree? That was well said. Very
Well,
well
I guess
said.
I have a question I want to spin off of what Queen Silvy had said earlier, as far as like when we got together. She's my third marriage, I'm her fourth.
Yeah.
We kind of had a list of what our expectations were, and it's not like, this person has to be exactly like this, but certain the nature of the individual, that's what we had. And I mean, she fit right in, and apparently I fit right in, but and there are willingness to, you have to learn to tolerate some people's quirks. We all have these little quirks.
And I always say you have to accept me for me. This is what you're getting. I'm not changing. You're not changing. And the weird part about with Smooth and myself is that our entire life, we've always been by each other, past each other. He worked on this floor. I worked on this floor. Never knew it. And then, boom. Hey, it happened when it happened. And I'm glad that it did, because, listen, there is no other who can come as close. And he's had it the hardest. And he could probably say the
vice
same
versa.
with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But listen. We see how we get along. We clap together. I tested you two out at the beginning, and you passed the test. The test that I gave was this: I was going to throw a question out and see if you fumbled on who answers first and how you answered. And you did so great. He would answer, and you would flow in great. I mean, listen. That's what I see. That's what I see.
We passed the test.
We passed the test.
You passed, yes, you passed the
You
test.
passed the water test.
But listen, let me ask something for the single people out here. And this is pertaining to before, because the World Wide Web has everything. But it also pertains to during this pandemic year when it comes to the World Wide Web and singles. Is this online dating good? Is this a good way, online dating, for someone to meet their significant other? Yes, no. Tell me why.
I say it can be good if it's done in the right way, Sylvie, sure. Because, what's really helpful, is whether it's online or whether it's in person, the thing that I would strongly recommend, is people to have their requirements or their ideas of what they're looking for and to be really honest with themselves, is this the right person, before you get into a physical relationship? Because the problem sometimes is we meet someone and there's a lot of attraction, maybe in a club, we're dancing, and all of a sudden we're in a physical relationship, and then are we really in a state then to assess whether this is the right person? We spend so much time, Silvy, picking up the pieces with people of where they've jumped into a relationship
Trying to
without
please.
really looking, without really thinking ahead in that way.
Trying to
And then
please.
all of a sudden things have moved on,
That's right. And also the thing is that people are not just randomly falling in love with someone.
Occasionally, I have to let them know. Occasionally, they freeze. Let her have to repeat that.
That can mean that sometimes they are coming from a place of lack. They're not coming from a place of abundance, which means that they are trying to compensate with the loneliness, or maybe the neediness, and that is going to become a failure, whether you meet online or you meet in person. That's very important to consider. Again, to put yourself first, to love yourself, to come from a place of abundance, so you can be a match for another person who feels abundant.
Yes. Indeed.
We have a couple of viewer things. Betsy says, I appreciate you two wonderful souls.
Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And David has a question. Have you ever met a couple with no hope?
With
no hope? That's a great question. Yeah. Well, I would say my answer to that, if I could start, I would say that there's always hope, but the hope to focus on is of being able to learn the lesson that the relationship is trying to teach you. So for everyone, no matter how painful, difficult, how long you've been struggling, there's always hope. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to decide to stay in that relationship. That's a different question. And our number one thing for all our clients, many of our clients do turn the relationship around, and you'll see all their videos on the site, and that's great. But sometimes seeing the truth means that we recognize we've been a bit deluded, and it's not really viable for this or that reason, because the moment we accept the other person, we also realize that there's things going on there that we just can't live with in our partner.
That is true.
That's right.
Good answer. I appreciate that very much.
That's right. Yeah. And people come to us saying that we are their last resort. But the fact that they are coming to us means that even though they may feel hopeless, there is some hope. Otherwise, they would not come to us.
Absolutely. That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't know quite how to take that. You're our last resort. But then again, as you said, Rebecca, if they have enough gumption and hope in their relationship, as you said, to even take the step that give it a shot.
Very well. So last one about this pandemic right now, you have singles as well as couples, and I can see pillow fights with certain couples during this pandemic because they can't stand to be together. But you made that commitment and vow, so you should be able to be a little bit creative and come up with ways. Listen, I've taken little phone cups and dug holes in my yard and made putt golf. I mean, we do all kind of things. Then I bet with that game. Like if I win, then I list my stuff for you to got to do. Use your creativity. Yeah. Listen, it can be very fun, but for those that's inside, what's some ways that you could date at home?
That's a great point, Silvy. We do part of our work about putting the magic back in the relationship, and doing those things that are a bit special. Yeah. And then people have, we've worked a lot with people during the pandemic, and it's true, some of the things that we may have done before the pandemic, like traveling, visiting places, you can't do, but you can still get creative. A great example, a client the other day said that he had, I don't know whether you have this in the States as well, but what you can do here is you can hire a jacuzzi to go in your back garden. Yeah, so they deliver it in a van and they install it in your back garden. And, it's a bit magic. Imagine this thing's getting delivered and, the kids are getting excited and your wife's getting the bathing costume ready, and it's all fun, And, so if we're creative, there's definitely stuff we can do.
So great. I'm not going to ask you to tell some secrets from you two because I can just look at Rebecca's smile and I can just listen to how Matt speaks and I can use my imagination and just say, ooh, you guys. But listen, I have a little video clip of some couples and singles that have been through the process with Align with Love. And this is their testimony, which is very honorable because, listen, these are humans. We all are humans. And yes, like you said, there is hope. So they're sharing the result of their hope. And we've got a couple of commercials that we're going to do. But listen, when we come back, we're going to take it up another level and talk about sex, baby. That's right, right here on the Queen Silvy Show.
Yeah.
It was great to meet Rebecca and Matthew during the Be You, Be Free event. I really loved the seeds of love they presented to us, the insights and perspective I gained watching their presentation, and all the inspiration I got in order to improve my relationship.
My name is Madeline, and I would like to give you a testimonial about Matt and Rebecca presentation in Bucharest regarding the relationship. I was very pleased to see foreign people coming in our country to talk about this topic, and it was very interesting to see them. It takes a lot of courage and work with the self to overcome personal matters and problems and to state them in public and talk so fully open about them. So I admire them for that. And their presentation made me realize new things and brought some old insights in my consciousness. And for that I'm grateful. I hope you guys find the courage and the interest.
We got so far apart, there wasn't any way we could connect again, and then we just wouldn't be a family anymore.
At the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? Things are already going wrong.
If you're thinking about it, then you know something's not right. What's going to happen if you don't do this work? Definitely do this work. Need to do the work to make the change.
The sense of humour we've got together.
Being fully present without distractions and being fully open to receive one another and love each other and accept one another with all of our faults.
With all of my faults.
No. Our fault.
Hi, I'm Queen Silvy of the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Silvy or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah. The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless. Yes, we are here on this terrific Tuesday, the Queen Silvy Show. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, you still got time. You have time to take down some notes or call in and ask your question. But by all means, follow Matt and Rebecca with Aligned with Love. And, you know, they'll continue beyond after this show. If you have a question or concern, listen, get in contact with these two wonderfully hot couples who know they stuff and is there for you. So listen, take notes if you will. Because listen, Rebecca and Matt, again, thanks for being on the show today. Listen, I would take it to rated X, but I'm not going to do that. Should you come back again, we should take it up even more levels, if you will. But listen, in your opinion, and I'm going to ask you first, Rebecca, and then Matt, I'll flip it and ask you. But Rebecca, when it comes to sex, what men get wrong about sex, in your opinion? Yeah, come on, just really tell the
Well, I would say everything.
Yeah. Everything. Wow. Smooth, you have anything to say about that? He said men get everything wrong.
The thing that men wrong when it comes to sex is that they tend to be in their head. They tend to be focused on achieving a goal, attaining a goal, which you can imagine which one is coming.
Right.
And they tend to forget about being present with their queen. And if they are not present with them, they are going to sense that. They are going to feel it, realize that. And they're not going to like it.
Yeah.
And they are not going to be safe and relaxed and surrendered. And therefore, they are not going to enjoy. They're going to start generating these chemicals in their brains, anger, frustration, resentment. You don't get it. You're not here with me. You just want to come. You're selfish. You don't love me. You know, that kind of thing, you know?
Right.
And they don't realize that anger is actually because they love them. And they don't know how to ask for what they want, women. So that's something that they get wrong.
Yes.
You know, because men are lovely. They would do anything for their partner. But because their partners don't know how to ask in a loving, in a feminine way, then men are also running their patterns. And one pattern fits the other one. And they don't understand each other. So men are lovely. Men are powerful. Men are amazing. This would be my message to every woman that is listening to me now. Men are amazing. Women need to learn to ask for what they need in the right way. Because the man is willing to give it to them.
So before I ask you, how do you ask for the sex you want? Before I get there, I want Matt to tell me what women get wrong about sex.
What do women get wrong?
Yeah.
That's a sensitive issue. I'm not sure whether I can.
No, we want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Get anything wrong, Silvy? You know, I don't think I wouldn't encourage any guy to be thinking, you know, what my partner's getting wrong. I would be encouraged to think about how lovely and wonderful qualities they have, and you know, appreciating, loving, adoring, being present for them, so that they can then show up in the right way. So, you know, when you know, we do get, it's quite often when people come to us, they normally come somewhat pointing the finger. It's like the relationship's not working and it's something my partner's not doing or doing. And, you know, it doesn't really help that much. You know, we need to be looking at ourselves. So I would say, guys, you know, we need to be really present enough to support our partners, to meet their needs. And, you know, because the woman's body is quite different from a man's body, we need to be ready to be present and to not be looking for that finish line, you know, as Rebecca was saying. So yeah, it takes time. It takes time to get things warmed up down there.
I got it. Very visual.
I got a question.
I love it.
I love it.
You too. I
love it.
I have a viewer question, and this is kind of on topic. Actually, this is perfect on topic. How do I introduce what may be considered a fetish into our relationship?
A fetish? Introducing a fetish? That's a great question.
Grab
again.
her
I mean,
arm tighter
firstly,
when
great
you
to
said
acknowledge that, you know, we have that need. You know, if that's important for us, then really important to express it.
Yeah. So in the first place, as Matt is saying, it's great to recognize our needs and to find our own way to meet our needs. That is number one thing. And number two, I would say, what happens with fetish and that kind of thing with toys is that if we get used to them, we are never going to get used to sense our own bodies. And we need to do that because, I have the belief that every woman can come naturally with a partner. But some women are so tense because they are dominant, controlling. They are very responsible for many things, their business, their careers, children, home, their partners. There's so much tension. Their bodies are tense. They cannot let go of that control and relax. And therefore, they're gonna find it very difficult to enjoy sex. And then they go to use these kind of things. And it's all great, but if they get used to that, they are sensitizing their body so much that they need to learn to desensitize it so they can really enjoy with their partners naturally, because it is possible.
Oh, yes. Yes,
I just wanted to add one thing there, Silvy, as well, just in terms of a really important distinction in terms of any difficult conversation, is that it's absolutely fine to ask for what we want. Yeah, so to say, look, this would be great. I'd love to do this. Could we try this? That's absolutely fine. The line that we've got to just be aware of is where we're forcing someone to do something they don't want to do.
Right.
Which
Absolutely.
could be as simple as a comment of, oh,
Absolutely.
if you really love me,
right.
you would do it.
Right. Bring it to the table. At least bring it to the.
That's right.
I keep picking out some of these viewer questions, and you just really struck a chord with one of the questions. Is, honestly, my husband likes to hit me during sex and apologize for the bruises afterwards. Okay, I don't know what type of love this is, but I don't like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the comment.
Is that that's a fetish like?
But that's
Go
ahead and address that.
No, that's abuse. You can call it fetish. I'm going to say abuse.
If it doesn't look like love, then it's not love.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes we overcomplicate things, saying, well, they hurt me, but they really love me. It's like, well, really? We've got to get a bit real and say.
But now look at that question. Thank you, by the way, for sending that in. And what you just said, Matt, she may want out, but he may not, or she want to come to you for help and he doesn't, then what?
Yeah,
because you gotta want it. You can't make someone. I mean, you know what I mean? Exactly. You have to want it. So obviously one or the other. So is this one of those, well, I guess you better sign on the dotted line. Save yourself, right? I hate to say that. I mean, we have a high divorce rate. We have people getting divorced right now, going through a lot of things. But yes, there's hope. Yes, you can do it, but you have to want it.
That's right. You lead into a great question too. And have you recognized some severe abusive relationships and then recommended that people might not want to pursue it any longer?
Well, can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't advise people. We would never say, oh, I think you should leave that relationship. People have got to make their own decision. So we're not in that business at all. But what we do is ask questions and help people see it for themselves.
That's right.
So we've come across quite a few relationships, and it happens a lot. Silvy and Tim, where one partner wants to work on it, they've got a problem, but the other isn't willing or they're not ready. And then you've got this dilemma. So this happens quite often. And in some of those cases, the reason why the other person doesn't want to join is because they're happy with the status quo. Yeah. So the current situation, which may be very painful for one partner, is actually fine for me. I'm meeting my needs, maybe financial, convenience, whatever it may be. But, just because my partner is meeting their needs doesn't necessarily mean I am.
That's really, I respect that. I guess, call me crazy. Or just say that I've seen a bunch of movies, okay? Because if this guy over here was to try and do that to me while trying to build pleasure and intimacy together, listen, I will flip the script and beat his butt. You hear me? Duct tape him to a chair. I've told him many times. I can just picture myself duct taping him to a chair, setting up the new thing, which is the phones and the cameras, and just record and tell people why I'm whooping his butt. And so the picture of that in his head, he will never again, because I try to paint that little crazy picture. Blame it on the movies. That's all I want to say. But listen, when it comes to sex and intimacy, by the way, fear of being judged by it often stands in the way of desire. Now, Rebecca, you did answer when you was like about the sex toys, because I was going to say, is sex toys good in the relationship? And your answer, yes or no, is what?
Yeah, I mean, everything is allowed as long as both partners agree on that. So everything is allowed. And I also said that you need to really be careful with playing too much with going to sensitize your body, desensitize your body so much that you're not going to be able to enjoy with your partner anymore. You're going to become dependent on that toy or those toys. You know, toys are great, and your partner is even better.
Absolutely. So with that said, tell either one of you, is it important, or how important is that orgasm?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So this is a really, really interesting point, Silvy. And, the problem with orgasm is that it can be quite addictive. The chemicals that get fired off when we orgasm, dopamine, really, it's the same chemical reaction as people that get addicted to drugs. So the problem with that high is, we get a come down, like with drugs, which can cause emotional instability, which can lead us pushing away from our partner as well. So that's the challenge. So people have got to find their own way, but it is worth considering the alternative to lots of orgasm, which is a more connected, more bonding type sexual activity. So really, there's sex for procreation, and there's sex for bonding,
right?
And they're not really the same thing.
Well, you know what?
The orgasm can stand a bit in the way of bonding, because there's this natural phenomenon where we push away from our partner, which is linked to our biology, because our genes don't want us to be happy in a relationship. Our genes want to procreate more and more children with as many different partners as possible.
Yeah.
So we've got to be a bit careful just following our instincts, which could lead us into trouble.
Well, you know what? I think some of the younger generation, they would say to you, but humbug, and they would just want to keep coming. I'm coming. That's not even a good orgasm, if you ask me. And to me, you must go into this not with the goal of an orgasm. That's not the whole purpose of the intimacy and coming together. And if one doesn't and it doesn't happen, hey, so be it. It was something that was bonded and made during that. If you didn't come, well, you got to do dishes. I mean, I'll just come up with some kind of stipulation. I'm just kidding about that stipulation part. But, it is important for the young, and it's important for the older, mature adult. It's how you grow into understanding each other and getting that bond together. Because to me, sometimes that body sweat is better than an orgasm. You know what I mean? What I just done to get that body and your stomach sticking together, and that to me, it comes before the orgasm, and that to me, that's better.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go splash some water on myself.
No, I wasn't talking about that kind of water.
Okay.
But listen, okay, let's take the busy parents out here. Busy parents that's always, I'm too busy. I don't have time. I have a lack of energy. I am not there. What can we do or what advice to help them keep sex a priority?
I would say, Silvy, less is more. Sometimes less is more, which means if you don't have time to have sex every day, maybe you are going to have time to have sex once a week. But that once a week is going to be illegal.
Right. Right. Absolutely. And give yourself that whole week to plan for it. Make it even exciting. You know what I mean?
The build up, the flirting,
absolutely.
The connection.
Absolutely. So listen, hey, you guys, man, I'm telling you, I could talk forever. I hope you'll enjoy yourself. You want to come back, because I like to take it to another level. Only respectfully do I introduce you to the global audience at a respectful level. But listen, I can get sizzling. Just let me tell you.
We look forward to that.
Yeah, I
Sounds like
love it,
fun.
Silvy.
But listen, you guys work, like I said, one-on-one. Anyone who is single, there is hope for you. You may not know which avenue is right for you. Let them help show you. If you are a couple and you are having issues, you foresee, you feel a certain way, you don't know what you're feeling, listen, talk to someone and get some guidance on that there. Are you guys accepting clients worldwide?
Yeah, absolutely,
Sure,
Sylvie. Yeah, we take inquiries everywhere.
Exactly.
I was just going to say, Sylvie, as well. On our website, we've got a free scorecard where you can rate your relationship. There's
I
some
did
yes/no
mine.
answers on there, and it gives you a report immediately about the areas that you're doing great, the areas that you're struggling in, and so just want to offer that up to people to serve themselves with
And
that
you
tool.
you respond back to that. I took the test, by the way, like maybe 4 days ago.
Oh, wait a
And-
second. We took the test.
Wait, I took mine first, and I told him that I took the test, and I was 100%.
And I was
Boom.
like,
Amazing. Wow.
what was I,
100.
95, 97?
He was 93, and I did not cook dinner that night.
Great work, guys.
He was
Sounds
93,
amazing.
and that's good enough for me. But what's the process? What is the process for someone who is interested in some of your services? Because you do offer a wide range of services. First, share some of those services, and then Rebecca, tell me how someone can come on in.
I say yes. So thanks, Sylvia. So there's a link on our website where you can book an initial call with us. And what it says on the option is you can either do it as a couple, which will be couple to couple with Rebecca and myself, or if it's just a guy, that would be with me, just a woman, that would be with the amazing Rebecca. And well, that's really the starting point for everything we do, because we need to get to know you and you to get to know us before we start doing the work together. And then we have different options about the way we work. We have low cost options and more kind of premium options that suit different people. So yeah, we're here to support.
I love it.
Feel free to make contact.
I love it.
And open mind, things that they could have never. And also humility to really look at themselves, co-creating the experience with their partners. Humility, willingness to do whatever it takes, that is key to start with. That's a very good recipe.
Well, you have to start somewhere, and we have provided for you that very thing. Smooth?
Oh, I had one more viewer question that I thought was actually quite interesting, so I wanted to see how you all would answer this. This is from Barry. And Barry asks, if both of my girlfriends fit the way I am, why change that and commit to one girl that doesn't fulfill me totally?
What? Wait a minute. Repeat that, please. One more for me. Just for me.
Okay, ready? Here's
Yeah.
what he says. Barry asks, if both of my girlfriends fit the way I am, why change that and commit to one girl that doesn't fulfill me totally?
Wow.
So
Barry.
if I heard that, it was someone with two girlfriends and saying, why would I commit
Apparently,
to
that's
one
what
or
he's
the other?
saying, yes.
My question back to you would be, why would you commit to one or the other?
So what are you telling him? Just stay single and swing both?
I'm telling him that it sounds from the way he's phrasing it that there isn't a problem to solve. So why solve a problem that doesn't exist?
All righty then.
Well, then, you heard it from the sexpert.
And the audience says?
Well, congratulations, Barry.
That's interesting, but you know what? You keep it real, and I respect that all the way, and that's how it should be. So, yeah.
I guess if nobody has a problem with it, why change it?
Right. Well, right.
Yeah, if you don't mind that kind of
Well, think of the
relationship.
two women. If they don't have a problem with it, party. If one does, then
Well, that's a different situation.
it seems like he'll just go find another because he likes two.
As long as he's being upfront and not sneaking around.
I'm not picking on you, Barry, wherever you are. I'm just saying
Didn't
that
say where he was from.
you're a little horny toad or something. I don't know. He just likes to get his thing on. Whatever. Okay, listen. Matt and Rebecca, is there anything you want to add before you go? Or do you have any upcoming events that you'd like to share?
We do actually this weekend, Sylvie. We're having an amazing weekend program intensive around relationships. We've got lots of people on Zoom anywhere in the world, and anyone that wants to get involved in that is 10 hours work over 3 days. It's going to be super powerful, fun. We've got lots of exercises, so if people want to learn more about that, they need to get in contact with us. We need to have an initial call and then bring you on board for that.
Next.
And I would like to send a message for all the women who were listening and all the women who will listen the show. I would say that I would ask them to start looking after themselves more and loving themselves more, listening to their intuition, and stop doubting themselves, and also to have some respect for their partners, and have an open mind, because maybe their partners are not as bad as they think from the perspective they are right now. Maybe their partners look as bad persons, or that they don't love them. But if they are open to look at their partners in a different way, they could see a whole complete different man that they could fall in love with for the very first time, actually.
Absolutely. That is very well said. Oh, you two are just so fun. I love the information because, listen, I can relate, and it is definitely true. I'm putting a stamp on it, and I didn't even go to your classes, and I already know and feel like I've learned something. I'm going to go and teach Tim something after this today. Not going to tell you what, but I'm going to teach him something after today. But I really, really, absolutely thank you both for taking the time this evening where you are, this afternoon, this morning, today. I thank you for taking the time and being on the show. It has been a blast that I wish I had time to take even more. You believe me. But that can come another time. What I want to do is thank you for taking the time being on the show. Tell everyone we'll start with you, Matt, how you can be followed, then Rebecca, and how they can go, where they can go to get in contact for more information, questions, signing up for Aligned with Love.
If I start?
Yeah.
Yeah, a great start would be our website, www.alignedwithlove.net. That's a great starting point. But you can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Feel free to follow, all of that. But yeah, our website is a great place to start. You can email us as well. Our email addresses are on there too. So yeah, we'd love to be in contact and support, if it serves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are in. They can find me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Instagram, and in the website. As Matt is saying, we are everywhere. And just send us a message. Don't hold back. Just a friendly message, as I always say. Just tell us your situation, and don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed. Everybody has relationship problems.
That's right.
We had as well. Nobody's perfect.
That's
and
right.
stop pretending and
That's
start
right.
being real and honest with yourself, not with anybody else.
That's right.
And that's the first step.
That is so true. I thank you very much. Everyone, love yourself first. You can't give someone the love that you don't even have. You have to love yourself first. But there's hope for everyone as an individual, everyone as a couple. They are here for you. Rebecca and Matt, Aligned with Love. You're going to hear big things from these guys. I promise you. Rebecca, thank you guys. Thank you, Matt, for taking the time being on the show.
Thank you so much, Silvy.
Well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Matt and Rebecca, Aligned with Love. That's right. You need to get yourself aligned with love also, because listen, there is someone for everyone, and no one, it doesn't have to be, oh, my goal is just for orgasms. Nope, you're missing out then. Or my only goal is to gain a car. Nope, you're missing out on the best thing there is when it comes to a couple and getting together. Smooth, you're a great example of that.
Why, thank you, Queen. I appreciate that.
I bet I know who that is.
Who that?
That might be our contestant for this this week's Sylvia Mid. And is that a customer? Let's see. Caller, state your name for me. Didn't hear you. Caller, are you there?
Hang on just a second.
Well, while he get that together, let me just tell you, Sylvia Mid has been going on starting in June, and it'll go every month, every Tuesday on the Queen Silvy Show. And if you'd like to sign up to be a contestant, it's simple. Just send us your contact number and your name, and you are in there. Smooth will be describing words and without saying the actual word, and you will guess what that word is that he is guessing. In about 90 seconds or so, you have to guess as many words as you can. Whomever for this month has the most words guessed wins that cash and prize. No matter where you are in the world, we are here and we'll make sure that you get that gift as well. Is the guest there? While he get it into the system, I have a few shout outs that I need to give. Shout out to Sheila Marie, Donna Renee Patrick, Queen Khaki, Queen Amelia, shout out to you. Ora Smith, shout out to you as well. To Websterito Hostile Flow out of Africa, shout out to you. Are you ready? I have so many shout outs. I'll get back with those shout outs in just a moment. All right, caller, are you there?
Yes.
All right, welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. You are this week's contestant on Sylvia Mid. State your name and where you're calling from.
Pat. I'm calling from Bowling Green, Ohio.
Pat from Bowling Green, Ohio. What's the weather like there, Pat?
Right now, cloudy. Cloudy and cool.
Well, you didn't say snow, so I'll take it. If you just said snow, well, you know, I was just previously explaining Sylvia Mid. You know the rules of Sylvia Mid. You will have 90 seconds to guess as many words as Smooth Tim is describing for you. Smooth, what is the subject for today's words?
The subject this week, things associated with the bedroom.
Yes.
Things associated with the bedroom. If you are watching or listening, you are more than welcome to participate as well. It's all in good fun. If you know what Smooth is saying, challenge yourself and answer what it is he is saying, all related to the bedroom. Pat, are you ready?
Can you hear me well?
I can barely hear Sylvie, but I can hear you well.
All right.
Okay.
All right. If you are ready, Pat, we will begin. Smooth will start by describing, guess as many words as you can. And
okay.
Smooth, go.
You sleep on this.
Bed.
On top of your bed.
On top of sheets.
The sheets go over this.
Mattress.
Yes. Yeah, you look in this to put your makeup on.
Mirror.
This is what you do in your bed.
I didn't get what, Pat?
This is what you do in your bed.
What I do in my bed?
Yes.
Sleep.
This is what wakes you up.
Alarm clock. Crackers in bed?
Yep.
That's the question. Crumbs.
Yep. This is what you use. This is what you use in your bedroom so you can see when it's dark. Plugs into the wall.
Nightlight.
Yes. If you have a baby, you have this in the room so they can sleep.
Crib.
Yes. You light this if the power goes out.
Candle.
Yes.
Or a lantern.
Yes. You sit on this to put your makeup on.
I sit on this to what? I'm sorry.
You sit on this to put your makeup on.
I sit on a stool or a vanity.
Time is up. Wow, she did 8.
Wow.
She tied.
You are tied with last week's guest out of Richardson, Texas. Richardson, Texas. Last week's guest did 8 words.
So now we got a Buckeye
Pat
and a Longhorn in
from
all
Bowling
this.
Green, Ohio, did 8 words. Boy, I tell you.
That was great.
Well, there's one more week in this
Hang on.
month. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was
When
real good.
you asked the question about something and what you did in bed, she was like, "What? You want me to tell you that?"
That's getting kind of personal, isn't it?
You can't handle that answer,
Yeah,
son.
it's a little personal there.
Right? Well, hey, Pat, that's really good. You did 8 words. Last week's contestant did 8 words. You two are in for. We have one more week in the month of June. That's next week. Next week's contestant must beat those 8 words in order to get that cash and prizes. If not, then Texas and Ohio both
Our
will-
winners.
Hey, go get it.
There we go.
That's what's up. Hey, Pat, I thank you so much for taking the time today and playing Sylvia Mid. You are in for the cash and prizes. We most definitely going to be in touch with you and brag about those 8 words.
You did great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right. The challenge is on, everybody. 8 words is what you have to beat. 8 words next week. Hey, who's going to be? Well, you got to tune in to find out. What cash prizes are they going to win? Well, you got to tune in to find out because they're going to get the cash and the prizes, baby, just for doing something as fun and as simple as Sylvia Mid. Now, you're saying, why is it called Sylvia Mid? Well,
Because you said so.
because I said so.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just called Sylvia Mid because I said so. Hey, I really thank my guests today, Smooth.
That was an interesting conversation.
Matt and Rebecca are super great. They get along great. I love how they talk. They sit together. A couple of questions, though, I will ask Matt. And look, Smooth. He would squeeze her arm tight like, ugh, look at her. He was like, ugh.
All that lovey-dovey
Yeah,
stuff.
that was love. That's passion. That was like great. You know what that means, don't you? That means when you're hugging, you're sitting next to somebody and you're talking and he does that, that means, girl, you going to get it.
Yeah, but
You going to get you,
see how that
girl.
kinda- when we're sitting place, that just kind of happens. I don't think about it. All of a sudden, my hand reaches over there and I'm.
I know, or they tickle on your back when we're just watching TV together, and all of a sudden he does this. That means, wait.
Doesn't mean anything. Stop it.
I mean, no, to me that means, that means, wait till
Doesn't mean a
you,
thing.
wait till you go to sleep. No, it doesn't. But listen, it's been great on today's show. I do have a couple more shout outs that I must give, if I will. I'll give a shout out to Amy Kamnima out of Africa. Shout out to you, Matt and Tracy. Christopher G out of United Kingdom. Angela Baker, United Kingdom. Shout out to you all. To Zeotech Emmanuel, that is Africa. Shout out to you. Miguel Mateban out of Spain. Great guitarist out of Spain, doing some fantastic things. Shout out to you. Helen Latimer, she's out of United Kingdom. I love United Kingdom. That's where my next home is going to be, by the way. Shout out to you, Hero Boy. Susan Gonzalez Mill Iron, shout out to you. Mandy Story, Sherry Johnson, Brian Pearson, Edith Van Hook out of the Netherlands. Shout out to you as well. Willie George, shout out to you. Thank you all for tuning in with your shout outs. I appreciate it. Continue to send them in, and I will continue to represent and get them out there for you. It's been a great day. Wherever you are, go out and enjoy your day. In fact, you can follow Queen Silvy on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Kroger's, Kmart's. I am everywhere. I'm trying to get into the library. Hold on to that. But Smooth, how can you be followed?
You can follow me the same way. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. Easiest way, again, look at the top of the screen. Go to queensilvyshow.com. Drop us a little bit of an email, and it'll serve a dual purpose. Number one, we'll have your email, so you'll be able to keep up with what we're going on, and it automatically enters you into our monthly drawing.
That's right.
For free gifts and fabulous prices.
That's right. Hey, I'd love to be your friend. Don't forget, spread the word. Sign up for the Queen
Now, would you
Silver
like
Show
the
Friends
envelope
Club.
or the small box?
I'll take both.
Okay.
I'm greedy. Give me both. I'll just take them both. But listen, you still have time. Sign up for the Queen Silvy Show Friends Club. We'd love to have you, as well as be a contestant on Sylvia Miz. Just send us your name and your contact information. We would love to have a little fun with you. It's been great, Smooth. Until next week.
Same Queen time, same Queen station. Holla.